Hello, and welcome to another Contemplative Living, where we talk about concepts to bring contemplative living into our everyday lives. And today we're going to talk about staying balanced in these changing times. And, it's quite a relevant, or quite a prevalent. Change is prevalent. Change is all the time. So, Spirit once said to me, balance with inspiring practices that reinforce and birth our spiritual nature. Then we can accept ourselves and know our truth. So using inspiring practices that reinforce our spiritual nature, who we are and where we come from, that's what we're going to talk about. So let's get to it. Welcome to Contemplative Living, where we view contemplations for the week to have a better understanding of our spiritual paths. This is Contemplative Living with Dave Bennett, contemplations and reflective meditations. All right, so here we are. And yes, I know many of you thought that this would be gone because November is over. But I don't know, I'm having fun with it. And it's a change. And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about change and staying balanced. So, one of the things that I like to do is find some joy. Find some joy in what I'm doing and where I am. And, the rest of the world is constantly going to be moving, going to be in flux. So I'm going to enjoy where I am. I'm going to find some joy. I'm going to make some joy. And so change and uncertainty are constant. So staying balanced in times of change is everything. When we're not balanced, when we're not centered, we just go off. We go off and we get swept up in the circumstances of whatever's going on around us. And then we're not being true. We're not being true to ourselves because we've lost our balance. We've lost our center. So how do we deal with all this change? How do we abide the pains and joys of life? Neither getting swept up in them, nor turning our backs. So that's part of the secret, is we don't turn our backs. We don't put our heads in the sand. We definitely deal with change, and this is kind of a Stoic concept, but we deal with what we can deal with. What's in front of us and is within our capacity to change. And but then we also, we don't stick our heads in the sand, but we do pay attention to what's going on in our community, in our family, in the world at large. But we also, so we're aware of all that. But we also recognize what it is that we can do, what we can change. And then allow and accept that the world is the way it is, and we're going to bring about a positive aspect with our positive being, with our guidance, and we're going to move forward like that. So we don't turn our backs on the world. We don't turn our backs on the circumstances that we find ourselves in. But we don't get swept up in it either. Instead, we focus on what we can achieve. What can we do to keep ahead? Now, equanimity acts like the ballast of a ship. Although the ship is being blown one way or the other, and the winds of life are constantly in shift and buffeting us, it neither sinks us nor goes or pushes us too far off course. So equanimity is done with compassion. It's not that we don't care. In fact, if anything, we're more compassionate. But it's like we spread out our emotions so that they're calm and serene and they're true to our nature. And we bring that into whatever it is we have to deal with, whatever the change is that suddenly appears on our horizon. And like the ballast of a ship, ballast is spread out in a ship. And that way it balances the ships so that they stay upright. And so that's what we kind of need to do with our emotional state, is we keep it balanced. We keep it spread so that we are handling things with the calm, peaceful center that is at our core. It doesn't mean that we're not emotional. I mean, we're human. We're going to get caught up. There's times, change is going to come that quick, and it's going to catch us off guard. That's okay. That's okay. We don't beat ourselves up because we got knocked off center now and then. But instead, we come back and we find that peaceful, calm center that is us, that is who we really are. And we bring that to bear, and we bring that into the winds of life, and we face it. And just like a ship that's being rocked and rolled, it moves with the winds, but it has a propulsion that is moving it forward so that it doesn't go off course. And so when we have that balance, we're able to move forward. We're able to use that as our propulsion in life. So when we renounce the illusion of control, there comes clarity and balance. Again, very stoic in an approach. We cannot control everything that's happening in the world. We just can't. We're human, we're fallible, we're these small individuals, but we are interconnected with everyone else. So when we come from a place that is calm and serene and peaceful, we're contributing to that energy. We're contributing to that and infusing that into the world. So when we renounce, that illusion that we control everything, it helps us to stay centered. It's actually a practice that you can use of releasing, so as you rise above the circumstances and you gain that clarity, you gain that other sense of balance, a greater sense of balance. Find acceptance by examining the winding path that got us to where we are today. This is another way to gain that balance and acceptance of who you are and where you are in your place in this life. So use this practice to gain more balance, because we've all had the winding path that got us to where we are right here, right now. We've all been on a winding path. Boy, I am not the exception in that role. My path has always been windy. But you know what? I enjoy that. The fact that I have lived within so many different circumstances, I've grown, I've learned. And so when I can accept that, I went through a lot of suffering at times in my life. And I've had times of abundance. And I have seen a lot of different things. I've been a lot of places. I've had a lot of friends. I've lost a few friends. So all of that culminates into who I am right here, right now. And when I recognize that and accept that, it builds a foundation that's so strong that I know that I can stand up securely in whatever is coming my way. Now, we cannot predict the future. So just give your brain a rest. I mean, come on. When we obsess about what's coming or what we're going to do or how it's going to play out and all of that, we're just giving ourselves a headache. We're creating our own suffering. And that's what we want to eliminate in life. We're trying to reduce the amount of suffering that we have. And we can't predict the future, but we can only prepare. So put the worry aside. Put that obsessiveness that, oh my goodness, what's going to happen? Put that aside. We don't, and just prepare for the best that you can. And be joyous in what you do. Try to keep that childlike joy in your heart while you move forward. While change is hard for us to accept, compassionately treat yourself with kindness. I can't stress enough how important this is. That we treat ourselves with kindness and compassion. The moment of sudden change, listen to your higher guidance and give it what it wants. So when change comes, that's the time that we need that to be balanced. We need so that we can hear our inner guidance, so that we can be a part of our inner guidance. Life is going to come at us, no matter what. And sometimes there's going to be some changes that come just in the blink of an eye. And when that happens, take a breath. Be kind. Give yourself some nurturing support by allowing your guidance to come forward. And then whatever your guidance tells you, follow that. And allow yourself to flow into the moment. And be who you are in a balanced, serene, peaceful, and compassionate way. I hope you find compassion and peace in your week, in this coming week. Namaste.